It's official, friends! Sony is coming out with a PlayStation 5. I mean, we all knew it was inevitable, but now that the gaming giant has made it official, there's a whole lot more speculation as to what the system will entail, what kinds of upgrades it'll have, and what kinds of next-gen games will be available for us to get our mitts on. But in the meantime, we're coming at you today with the facts, a list of the top 10 things confirmed for the PS5. Let's get to it. Starting us off in at number 10, the name. Let's begin this list with what the system is going to be called. Naturally, PlayStation fans have assumed that the new console will be called the PS5, but no one at Sony has actually called it that yet. In an interview with the Financial Times, Kenichiro Yoshida, the Sony president and CEO, confirmed that a successor to the PS4 was in the works, saying, I quote, "At this point, what I can say is that it's necessary to have a next generation hardware," but no mention of the title PS5. In at number 9, Dev Kits. According to a tweet from journalist Marcus Sellers, I quote, "PS5 Dev Kits went out early this year to third-party developers." This was tweeted out in March of this year. While Sony has yet to confirm that this is true, rumors have been going around about developers posting job ads for work on next-gen console titles for the last few months now. It seems likely that developers like Naughty Dog, who created The Last of Us, would likely be getting their mitts on these dev kits in order to prepare to launch some of the bigger upcoming Sony titles when the console launches. Another big theory is that CD Projekt Red is developing Cyberpunk 2077 as one of the early PS5 titles as well. Sellers has a decent track record for his claims turning out to be correct, having correctly predicted that the new Metroid Prime 4 was being developed by Bandai Namco. But since there was no word of sources backing up this particular claim about dev kits, we can only really consider this to be a rumor as of this recording. It's also worth noting that some developers have already announced that they have games in the pipeline that will be for next-gen consoles, specifically Bethesda, who announced at this past E3 that Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 will be for next-gen consoles. Considering Starfield's already in the works, well, wouldn't be surprised if they already have one of those dev kits. And at number 5, physical discs. While digital downloads have been on the rise recently, according to former Sony chief Andrew House, don't expect physical discs to disappear anytime soon. While House didn't comment specifically on the PlayStation 5, he did note that he believes physical discs will be sticking around for a while, thanks to digital downloads being not as compatible with limited internet infrastructure in some parts of the world. That being said, he also noted that he believes that streaming games will be a major component that next-generation consoles will be embracing. And at number 7, PlayStation Voice. Recently, a group called PlayStation Voice, run by a third-party consumer insight agency called Join the Dots, sent out surveys to members of its closed-off community, asking them what their expectations for the PlayStation 5 were. According to news site PSU, the survey was a legit one, and the client behind the survey was none other than Sony. The same company sent out a survey concerning the PSN name change feature. So what does this mean? Well, Sony is quite interested in hearing what its users' expectations are, and they are actively collecting data on what players want the PS5 to do, which many theorists think will be essential in Sony's decisions concerning how much RAM will go into the PS5 and how to manage expectations concerning 4K gaming. And at 6, PlayStation Plus. One announcement from Sony that's really sparked some flames concerning the PS5 is that PlayStation Plus, the membership service, will no longer offer free PS3 or PS Vita games as part of its free titles for members. Instead, it will only focus on PS4 titles. The speculation that this has started is that Sony is phasing out older generation titles in order to prepare for new generation titles, which would mean PlayStation Plus members can expect to have free PS4 and PS5 titles coming their way in the near future after the PS5 debuts. And at number 5, specs. There's been a whole lot of rumors flying around concerning what to expect about the specs for the next generation console. Multiple different sources have been reporting that a principal programmer at Sony is currently working on AMD's Ryzen technology for the next gen console, improving its microarchitecture compatibility. Currently, none of the PS4 products available are making use of the Ryzen processor, which is why everyone believes that this tech will be integrated into the PS5 instead. The programmer in question also posted on his LinkedIn that he is, I quote, "active developer and LLVM-based compiler for x86 SSE CPU targets," which means that these rumors could very well be true pertaining to the tech being used on the PS5. And at number 4, E3. With the announcement that the PS5 is on its way, other interesting news broke about the gaming giant. They'll be skipping out on E3 2019 this year. E3 is the big gaming convention that happens annually, and Sony and PlayStation have been in attendance every year since it began back in 1995. So this is pretty big news. It's a bit of a shocker too, considering how awesome their showcase was for 2018. They revealed more gameplay and footage from some of their massive upcoming titles, including The Last of Us Part 2, which is arguably one of the most highly anticipated video game sequels of all time. That being said, there are major rumors that the PS5 will be unveiled at the convention in a very Nintendo-esque manner. Their press conference may just be a video showing off the new console, rather than the kinds of conferences that they've held in the past. And at 3, the Reddit leaks. Prior to the news that Sony wouldn't be attending E3 2019, a user on Reddit had leaked the news 24 hours before. After that came true, the same Redditor, by the username of Runethic Cookie, leaked a bunch of additional information. Now, take all of this with a grain of salt, because there is no official confirmation on any of this yet. Now, they stated that Sony would be revealing some small news about their next-gen console in mid-2019, and that they are planning a big reveal at PSX 2019. They also went on to say that the system will be using the Ryzen 8 core, that PSVR 2 will no longer have a breaker box and will be set inside of the console, and the price of the console will be $500. Speaking of PSVR, they also noted that it will have a camera, new PS Move controllers, and that Sony is currently testing gloves to go with the VR. Here's hoping that we don't have another Nintendo Power Glove on our hands. And at number 2, backwards compatibility. One of the biggest criticisms of the PS4 was its lack of backwards compatibility with PS3 games. While there is no official word on whether or not the PS5 will follow suit, Sony Japan has filed a new patent that concerns backwards compatibility, leading to speculation that the PS5 may be venturing into that territory. Rumor has it is that it won't just be for PS4 games, that it would be technology that supports future Sony hardware being capable of playing PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 titles. And finally, in at number 1, the release date. According to an update from the head of Sony Interactive Entertainment, John Kodera, during a 2018 Sony corporate strategy meeting, he noted that the PS4 was in the final stage of its life cycle, and told analysts and investors that the period until March 2021 would be when PlayStation was to, I quote, to crouch down, to grow further in the future. This has led to speculation that the company plans on releasing the PS5 during the holiday season, around November 2020, since the 2021 holiday release, which is, typically when new consoles drop, seems like a really long wait period. That being said, industry analysts are suggesting otherwise. One of them, Matt Piscatella, noted this, I quote, "I'm forecasting PS5 no earlier than fall 2020, which would mean at least 3 more holidays of big releases to enjoy on the platform, a perfectly normal cycle length. Just because a next gen is mentioned is meaningless to the breadth and depth of content that is coming." Alright, there we have it, friends. What are your expectations for the PS5? When do you think it'll be released? And how much do you think it's gonna cost? Share your 2 cents with us in those comments below. If you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and hey, why not share it with a friend who might dig it? We also have a nifty little playlist that you should totally click and check out more great gaming videos. And hey, while you're at it, why not subscribe? Do all of the things. In the meantime though, thanks for watching, friends. I'll catch you all in the next video.